This is your favorite curator, the digital collectible purrator. Today, I got semi good news, good enough. Um, you know what? Crypto might not be doing well, as we all know. Like BTC pretty much shit the bed the other day. Um, Took a whole bunch of altcoins, like pretty much all of them with it. However, I got amazing news, guys. It doesn't look like NFTs are falling with it. They might against like the US dollar, right? Because like the native currencies, either Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, like whatever you want. But most of them are actually like gaining quite some space or some, well, whatever you want to call it. Like they're gaining worth compared to their native currency, whether it is Ethereum, whether it is Solana, right? So let's get right into it. Um, Boom. I think this is actually better. Like this. There we go. So basically, I am watching Magic Eden now. Why it's probably like the one exchange with like the most chains of NFTs on it. If we're looking at Solana, for example, let's start out with like the 7-day floor difference. Um, let's disregard this one. Voice crack. But let's look at like the major NFTs out there, right? Which are obviously Matlats, other chaos, like they went up, but like let's go more for like the blue chip ones. Klanosaurs up by 29%. Matlats up by 9%. DGOTs up by 12.5%. Solana Monkey Business 10%. Famous Foxes up by 45% in the past 7 days. That's a lot. Geckos up by 10%. Transdimensional Fox Federation up by 36%. Now, I don't want to get all too excited, right? Like, who knows where this is going to go to? But it is interesting. A few days ago, I talked about like the fact that most people basically thought a altcoin season needed to happen first before NFTs would ever move up, right? What if that thesis would be wrong? What if we would not enjoy a capitulation, but a double capitulation, right? First off, capitulating against the native currency. Secondly, the native currency to capitulate, right? Who knows? Things are so extremely cheap right now that whoever dipped their toes into NFTs might think to themselves, like, oh, you know what? For example, well, let's take DGOTs as an example, right? It might be so cheap to where they're like, compared to like the dollar, it will make like a lot of sense, like getting in them. Yet again, let's see. Maybe this is not the best chart. There we go. I think like this should be like a lot more clear. Versus US dollar, like this is like a fresh all-time low, guys. So these things at one point traded at like 20 something K with a high of nearly 40,000 US dollars. Right now, they are trading at 400, just shy of 400 US dollars, which is just insane, right? This might be an opportunity. Who knows? All we can like know for sure that right here, right now, we're actually for like the first time in like quite a while, we might see like some momentum to kick off. And again, I don't want to sound like a hopeless bull tart, but fact is, this does look more like a bottom than a top, right? If you'd ever throw some beer money for at like digital collectibles, what would you be waiting for? That's my point of view. I can be right, I can be wrong. Who am I to tell you what to do with your funds? But what I am saying though, that objectively speaking, while the rest of the crypto market went down, it's starting to gain momentum on their native currency, right? And it's definitely not only Bitcoin, as mentioned before. It's on the entirety of the Solana chain. Matlabs are doing well. Claynosars are doing well. SMB, famous foxes, geckos, transdimensional foxes, okay bears, like all of them are doing well, right? If you're looking at Ethereum, on the Ethereum chain, I think it's like very similar, right? In the past 7 days, Bored Ape Yacht Club plus 13.5%, Mutant Ape Yacht Club plus 13.5%, Butchie Penguins plus 3, whatever. My Ladies plus 20%, Clonex plus 17.5, Azuki plus 8. Let's maybe see like what the 30-day difference is. I mean, still like a lot of ground to cover, right? But this might be the start of something. Who knows, right? It would be quite ironical if basically everyone thought that beforehand people needed to be extremely rich for NFTs to take off. What if the opposite would have happened, to where NFT bros needed to be extremely poor in order for their sub industry to pick up again? Let me hear what you guys think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I talking pure shit? Does it make sense? Let's hear it. This is great food for thought. I'm not calling any bottom. All I'm calling is that these are some interesting observations for a clear for a market which has been in the clearest of downtrends I've ever seen. Again, if you'd ever be interested in allocating some funds to NFTs, this might be like a good time to just like throw some beer funds at it. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out.